Listen up. The moment you open your eyes, the battle for your day begins. Most people reach for their phones, drown in notifications, and let the world dictate their mindset. But not you. You're built differently. You understand that the first hour determines whether you win or lose. So you listen every morning, not to nonsense, not to weak-minded chatter, but to content that forges discipline, sharpens focus, and fuels aggression. This isn't about motivation. It's about programming your mind for war. The world wants you distracted, consuming garbage that keeps you passive. But winners, they don't leave their mental state to chance. They curate their input like a general preparing for battle. Audiobooks on strategy, harsh truths from those who've conquered, music that ignites the killer instinct. Your ears are a weapon. Use them wisely. Because weakness is a choice, and so is dominance. This isn't a suggestion, it's a non-negotiable. The man who controls his mornings controls his life. So what's it going to be? Another day of letting the world dictate your thoughts, or a day where you attack from the first second? The choice is yours. Now go. Listen, execute, dominate. The moment you wake up is the most critical point of your day because it sets the tone for everything that follows. Most people waste this precious time by hitting the snooze button, scrolling through useless content, or drowning in negative thoughts before they even get out of bed. This is where losers are made. Winners understand that the first few minutes of the day are a battlefield for control over their mindset. You must seize this time with absolute aggression. The world is designed to distract you, to weaken you, to keep you in a cycle of mediocrity. If you don't take charge of your mind first thing in the morning, you've already lost. This is non-negotiable. You either dominate your mindset early or you become a slave to external influences. There is no middle ground. Your brain is like a computer that boots up every morning, and what you feed it in those initial moments determines how it operates for the rest of the day. If you start with negativity, weakness, or distractions, that's exactly what your day will become. But if you program your mind with discipline, focus, and unshakable determination, you set yourself up for victory. This isn't about motivation. Motivation is fleeting. This is about conditioning your mind to operate at peak performance, regardless of how you feel. You must train yourself to attack the day with the same intensity a lion attacks its prey. No hesitation, no excuses, just relentless forward motion. The choice is simple. Control your mind or let it control you. Most people don't realize that their thoughts are not their own. They've been programmed by society, by social media, by the weak-minded people around them. If you don't consciously take control of your mindset first thing in the morning, you're just accepting whatever garbage the world wants to feed you. This is why so many people live in a fog of confusion and mediocrity. They never take ownership of their mental state. You must be different. You must wake up and immediately reinforce your goals, your purpose, and your unbreakable will. This is how warriors are made. This is how winners are built. There is no room for weakness in this process. The way you dominate your mindset early is by eliminating all distractions and filling your mind with content that strengthens you. This could be listening to powerful speeches, reading books that expand your thinking, or reviewing your goals with absolute clarity. The key is to avoid anything that weakens your focus or drains your energy. Most people check their phones first thing in the morning and immediately surrender their mental state to whatever nonsense is waiting for them. This is a recipe for failure. You must be ruthless about what you allow into your mind, especially in those first critical moments of the day. Another crucial aspect of dominating your mindset early is physical action. Your mind and body are connected, and if you start moving with purpose, your mindset will follow. This could mean jumping out of bed immediately, doing a quick workout, or engaging in a morning routine that primes you for success. The worst thing you can do is lie in bed thinking. Action breeds clarity. Inaction breeds doubt. You must train yourself to move with speed and decisiveness from the second you wake up. This is how you build unstoppable momentum. Most people wait for the right time to get their mindset in order. They think they'll start tomorrow or next week or when things calm down. This is delusion. There is no perfect time. The battle for your mind happens every single morning, and if you're not winning that battle, you're losing. You must treat this with the same urgency as a life or death situation, because in many ways, it is. Your mindset determines your actions determine your results, and your results determine your life. There is nothing more important than this. Dominating your mindset early is about consistency. You don't do this once in a while when you feel like it. You do it every single day without exception. This is how you build mental toughness. This is how you create an unshakable foundation for success. Most people are inconsistent and wonder why they never make progress. Winners understand that greatness is built daily, in those early morning moments when no one is watching. This is where champions are made. This is where you separate yourself from the weak. Dominate your mindset early, and you dominate your life. Period. The people you surround yourself with will determine the trajectory of your life. Weak influences are like poison, slowly draining your ambition, your focus, and your drive. You must be ruthless in cutting out anything or anyone that does not align with your mission. Most people tolerate negativity because they fear being alone or facing backlash. But winners understand that isolation is better than contamination. Every moment you spend around weak-minded individuals is a moment stolen from your potential. You cannot build an empire while dragging dead weight. The choice is simple. Eliminate weak influences or become one of them. From the outside in to the inside out. There is no middle ground. Weak influence doesn't just come from people. It comes from what you consume. Social media, mindless entertainment, and toxic news cycles are designed to keep you distracted and docile. The average person spends hours a day absorbing content that does nothing but weaken their mindset. You must audit every piece of information you allow into your life.
Does it make you stronger? Does it push you toward your goals? If not, it has no place in your world. Most people don't realize they're being programmed by the garbage they consume daily. You must be different. You must guard your mind like a fortress, because once weakness gets in, it's hard to root out. The biggest weak influence is your own inner voice when it's filled with doubt, fear, and excuses. Most people let their minds run wild with negativity and wonder why they never succeed. You must take control of your internal dialogue. Silence the voice that says you can't and replace it with the voice that says you will. This isn't about blind positivity. It's about ruthless self-discipline. Weakness starts in the mind and spreads like a disease if left unchecked. You must attack it at the source. Every thought either builds you or breaks you. Choose wisely. Society is designed to keep you average. From the education system to corporate culture, weak influence is everywhere, pushing you to conform and settle. Most people never break free because they're too afraid to reject the status quo. Winners know that true success requires rebellion against mediocrity, against complacency, against anything that doesn't serve their vision. You must be willing to stand alone if necessary. The path to greatness is never crowded because most people are too busy following the herd. Don't be one of them. Weak influence often disguises itself as comfort. The people who tell you to take it easy, the habits that make you feel good in the moment but sabotage your long-term goals, these are the silent killers of potential. Comfort is the enemy of growth. You must train yourself to reject anything that doesn't challenge you to become better. Pain is temporary, but regret is forever. Most people choose the easy path and wonder why they end up with a life of unfulfilled dreams. You must choose the hard path because that's where real victory lies. One of the most dangerous weak influences is the opinion of others. Most people are so concerned with what others think that they never live life on their own terms. Winners don't seek validation. They create their own reality. The moment you stop caring about the judgments of weak-minded individuals is the moment you unlock true freedom. People will always talk, but their words only have power if you let them. Focus on your mission and let the noise fade into the background. Your life is too valuable to be dictated by those who aren't even in control of their own. Rejecting weak influence is a daily battle. It requires constant vigilance and unwavering discipline. Most people start strong, but eventually fall back into old patterns because they lack the mental toughness to stay the course. You must be different. You must commit to this mindset for life. Every day you have a choice: succumb to weakness or rise above it. The decision is yours, but remember, weakness never leads to greatness. Only those who refuse to compromise ever reach the top. Stay strong, stay focused, and never let weak influence steal your destiny. The difference between winners and losers isn't intelligence or talent, it's execution. Most people have dreams but never act. They make plans but never follow through. They talk big but deliver nothing. Relentless execution is what separates legends from nobodies. It's not about having the perfect strategy, it's about moving forward with unstoppable force every single day regardless of obstacles. The world rewards those who deliver results, not those who make excuses. You must develop a bias for action so strong that hesitation becomes physically painful. Thinking is important, but without execution, it's worthless mental masturbation. Weak people wait for motivation. Champions understand action creates motivation. You don't need to feel like working, you need to work regardless of how you feel. This is the warrior mindset that builds empires. Every second you spend debating whether to take action is a second wasted. The most successful people in history weren't the smartest, they were the most relentless. They outworked, out-hustled, and out-executed everyone else. When others took breaks, they pushed harder. When others made excuses, they found ways. This is the level of commitment required to achieve anything extraordinary in life. Execution is about systems, not willpower. You must create frameworks that force you to produce results even on your worst days. Set non-negotiable daily targets. Eliminate all escape routes. Build accountability structures that make failure more painful than taking action. Most people rely on fleeting motivation, which disappears at the first sign of resistance. Winners rely on unbreakable systems that guarantee forward progress. Your ability to execute consistently will determine your success more than any other factor. Make your process so airtight that failure becomes mathematically impossible. Speed of execution is everything in today's world. While others are still planning, you should already be on your third iteration. Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. Launch before you're ready. Improve as you go. The fastest executor always wins because they accumulate more experience faster. Most opportunities are time-sensitive. Hesitation means someone else takes what could have been yours. Develop the ability to make quick decisions and act immediately. This doesn't mean being reckless. It means understanding that in the race of life, the quick always inherit the earth, while the slow get leftovers. Relentless execution requires physical energy, which means taking care of your body isn't optional. You can't out-execute anyone when you're tired, sick, or weak. Sleep, nutrition, and training aren't lifestyle choices, they're performance requirements. Most people sabotage their ability to execute through poor habits, then wonder why they can't get ahead. Your body is the engine of your success. Treat it like a hyper-performance machine. The energy to work 16-hour days comes from discipline in the kitchen and gym, not magic motivation pills. Execution at the highest level demands physical superiority. The final barrier to execution is emotional resistance. Every major action triggers fear, doubt, and discomfort. Most people interpret this as a sign to stop. Winners understand it's a sign they're on the right track. The more resistance you feel, the more important the action likely is. Train yourself to push through emotional barriers like a heat, seeking missile locked on its target. Comfort is where dreams go to die. The magic happens in that space just beyond your comfort zone where weak people refuse to go. Make friends with discomfort. It's the price of entry for an extraordinary life. Execution is the ultimate test of character. Anyone can talk a big game, but few can deliver under pressure day after day. Your ability to execute when no one's watching, when you're tired, when results aren't immediate, this is what will make or break you. The world is full of talented failures, people who had potential but lacked the discipline to see it through. Don't be one of them. Let your results speak so loudly they drown out all doubt. In the end, only execution matters. Everything else is just noise. Stop thinking, stop talking, start doing, and never stop until you've conquered everything you set out to achieve. This is your call to arms. The world wants you weak, distracted, broken, but you're different. Because while the masses wake up and immediately surrender their minds to nonsense, you take control. You listen every morning not to the noise, but to the words that forge warriors. This is your edge. This is your weapon. And if you're not using it, you're already losing. Let me make this crystal clear. There is no negotiation here. You either dominate your mornings or you get dominated by life. There is no middle ground, no soft option. The moment your eyes open, the battle begins. And what you pour into your mind in those first critical minutes determines whether you win or lose. Weakness is a choice. So is strength. Which one are you making? I don't care how tired you are. I don't care how hard it feels. Champions don't operate on feelings, they operate on mandates. Your mandate is simple. Fill your mind with fire before the world fills it with garbage. Audiobooks, speeches, strategy, music that sharpens your killer instinct. This isn't optional. This is survival. The weak will ignore this. The strong will execute. Which one are you? You want success. You want power. Then act like it. Stop letting your environment dictate your mindset. Stop letting losers influence your thoughts. Your ears are a weapon. Stop wasting them on trash. Every morning is a chance to reprogram yourself into something unstoppable. But you have to want it bad enough to cut the weakness out of your life. No excuses, no compromises. Let's be real, most people won't do this. They'll hit snooze, they'll scroll, they'll start their day like losers and wonder why they keep losing. But you're not most people. You see the game for what it is. And if you're listening to this, it means you're ready to play for keeps. That means no more lazy mornings, no more wasted time. Just pure, relentless mental warfare from the second you wake up. This is the difference between kings and peasants. Kings command their minds. Peasants let their minds command them. You don't get to greatness by accident. You get there by design, by discipline, by refusing to lose before the day even starts. So ask yourself, are you building an empire, or are you just another slave to distraction? The answer determines everything. The clock is ticking. Tomorrow morning, the choice is yours. Will you wake up and consume weakness like the masses? Or will you attack the day like a predator, armed with the words, the knowledge, and the mindset of a winner? I already know what you're capable of. Now it's time for you to prove it. Listen every morning, execute without mercy, dominate without apology. This is how legends are made. Now go.